Hello my dear students, welcome to this video. I recommend you to have your notebooks maybe in order to take some notes, because I'm going to explain one of the most important topics of the second content of the first term. So let's take a look to this interesting topic. So the topic that we're going to talk about is the simple present. I know that you have heard about this tense and you have practiced, but in this case we are going to study this tense deeper. First of all, let's going to talk about a topic that is called WH questions in simple present. WH questions are those questions that you listen or you create with these specific words: who, what, when, which, where, how, and why. These are really important words, because with these words I can ask many basic but also important questions. Okay, let's take a look. Always in a question I must start with a WH word. Okay, in this case the WH word is what. So the correct question is, what do you do in your free time? And the correct answer to answer this is a specific answer. If the answer is what, that means que. The answer have to be specific to this word. Okay, and in this case the answer is, I practice tennis and then I take a rest. What do you do in your free time? I practice tennis and then I take a rest. Let's take a look to another example. It's exactly the same. I write the WH word at the beginning of the question and then the complement. Okay, where does she work? And the answer is, she works in a famous, in this case there is a famous factory. Okay, also it's really important to remember that we need to use in the simple present for questions, we need to use the auxiliary do and the auxiliary does. Oh teacher, so when I use the auxiliary do and when does? Okay, when the subject is you or they, or you are talking in plural, you say do. And does is for third person when the subjects are she, he, or it. Okay, and also if you notice in an answer in simple present, in this case, as the subject is you, the subject is you, I don't add the s to the verb. The verb is normal, take. I practice, I take a rest, practice tennis. But in this case, as the subject is she, is a third person, I need to conjugate the verb in the simple present form. And for third person, I need to add an s. She works. She works in a famous factory. She works in a famous factory. So in fact, these are called WH questions. There are many of them that you are gonna practice we will practice in our classes. Okay. Now let's take a look to this part. These are called yes or no questions. These are also questions in simple present. What is the difference? That these questions, when you ask this kind of question, first of all, I don't use WH words. No, I don't use them. These yes or no questions in most of the cases start with the auxiliary do or the auxiliary does. And when you ask this kind of question, you are expecting to someone to answer you with yes or no and with more information. Okay, for example, do you love adventures? Short answer, easy, yes I do. In negative, no I don't. Important to use the auxiliary. No. Long answer, you can say, yes I love adventures, they are incredible. Yes I love adventures, they are incredible. And in the negative form, you can say, no I don't love adventures, they are so dangerous. So these are called yes or no questions. I think that is obvious because they start with the yes or the no at the beginning of giving the answer. Okay, so clear the difference. WH words, I give a specific information according to the WH word, according to the WH word. Okay, and in the yes or no question is only to answer the question with yes or no, and with the also with the specific information, but the information you find it in here. Okay, look, adventure, so the answer is related with this. Okay guys, so I hope that you are taking notes. I think that this topic is not complicated, it's just with more practice you are gonna become are gonna dominate this topic easily. So something to remember is that never in the simple present, never never goes the verb to be. Okay, I never say I am play soccer or she is play soccer. No, you don't use never the verb to be. You say I play soccer, she plays soccer, never the verb to be. Okay, you don't use the verb to be. You never. This is like the thing that you don't have to do. Never add ing to the verb. Never in simple present I don't add the ing. Never, nunca. Also in a question, never a question start with the subject. Never. The question start with what, where, or with do or does, but never with the subject. Okay, this is the something that is negative that you don't have to do. But always, okay, and this is really important, always, of course, this is true, no? It's true. Use the auxiliary does or do in a question. Of course, it's necessary to use the auxiliary does or do in a question in simple present. The verb interperson goes with s, es, or iss. Okay? You are gonna study in the classes with the teacher when we use this specific conjugation. But in most of the cases, the conjugation is with ets when it's third person. When the subject is he or she, I say he plays, he sings, she eats. Okay? Remember. And finally, WH words goes at the beginning of the question. That was what I explained at the beginning of the video, that the questions with WH starts, the word with WH starts at the beginning of the question. Okay, like this: what, where. Okay, so let's make a practice. Let's see. You can see here 4 pictures, and we are gonna try to answer these questions. Let's start with this one. Remember, look, if you look at this, you can realize that this and this are WH question, and these are yes or no question. Obviously, because it starts with the does and do, and this starts with a WH word. Where, okay? For example, where do they run and get wet? Donde corren y se mojan. So you say, where refer to the place, no? So what is the place? Look at the picture. Is a, okay, perfect, a street. So you can say, they run, okay, let me see, they run and get wet in a street. Okay, in a street. They run and get wet in a street. The third one, where does he work and have fun? Where, you know, cannot does the WH word at the beginning, but then the auxiliary, no? This is really important. Then the subject and the complement, okay? Exactly here, no? The WH word, the do. In this case, the auxiliary is do because the subject is they, no? It's plural. In this case, it's does because the subject is he. So I say, where does he work? So you say he, sorry, the subject is he, él. He works and has fun in a factory, right? Where does he work and have fun? He works and has fun in a factory. The next one, do you spend time with your family? You can say, yes, you can say, yes, I spend time with my family. You can say, on weekends. And also, if I want to answer in negative, I would say, no, I don't spend, sorry, no, I don't spend time with my family. on weekends. Okay? And the next part. Does your brother practice soccer? In this case, the auxiliary is does because I'm talking about your brother. It's a third person, no? About he or him. Okay? So in this case, the answer is does your brother practice soccer? Yes. He, because it's your brother, is yes, he practices. Remember to add the ets now, because in this case the answer is in third person. In third person, the teacher Andres explained that we need to add the ets or the ets depending on the verb. Yes, she practices soccer every day, right? And if I want to write negative form, I need to write, for example, if I want to write the negative form, I say no, he doesn't practice soccer. No, he doesn't practice. In this case, teacher, why I don't add the s? It's not necessary to write the s like practices because I have the auxiliary doesn't. So it's not necessary to add the s. I just say no, he doesn't practice soccer. Okay, guys, I think that this was most of the important aspects of this topic. I recommend you to practice, try to solve different exercises, maybe the exercises that you're gonna find in recursos. Please take notes. Remember to watch the video the times that you want, because probably you're gonna find some questions in the Comprar tus conocimientos about this video, and it's really important because there are in total 10 questions. So I know that you're really smart and really dedicated students, so I think that you've been taking notes. I hope that next class we can share and talk a little bit about this topic. I wish you the best. Bye bye, my students.